Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. We are at Wednesday. We are at my favorite point in Wednesday. This is where I get to review all of the comments on my YouTube channel. And I like to read them and interact with them. So I got 15 wonderful YouTube comments here today. And hopefully you guys kind of enjoy that. Now, in case my thing ends up exploding, I'm going to go over here. Haha! We're changing the angle up here a little bit. Little different bit of a camera angle, you know what I mean? So yeah, if you guys want to be in these videos, by the way, all you gotta do is just leave a comment on a YouTube video and you'll probably get in. You probably will. Alright, we have KNT Alexar. Yeah, this article is basically just an excuse to plug my favorites and a tiny self-promo. Glad you enjoyed the article. You know, I'm really happy that this article exists in the first place, and this is the guy that wrote it, that Andrew fellow. So, shout out to you. And thanks for writing it. Honestly, this article was a great work for the Digimon community, so I'm glad it exists. Next, Ashes Fall 9530. I thought this was an important video about the game. Now, we got a bit of a comment war going on here, but it's the most important document known to man. It is. And it recognizes one of the most important content creators, which it does. And this is just a response from Third Strike. I don't know who this Third Strike guy is, but it just says that Mario just showing us a stand. And when he gives a good old slurp, Mario make a video out of it, and the guy responded and said, "Dude is allowed to take pride in his work, stand in his stand." And then a comment down here basically saying, "Yeah, don't be an idiot." So here's what's important, right? Third Strike is technically correct. I am in love with my own ego sometimes, and you know, if something cool like this happens, I will probably make a video about it. It's very rare; it doesn't happen too much, but it does happen. It's important, you know. I don't make these videos just because I'm bored and I got nothing better to do with my life. If that was the case, I would be hiking or something, like doing some fun stuff. But no, I make these videos because, you know, I like Digimon, I like the community, and I just like making the videos on Digimon, and I like interacting with the community. So, you know, if this guy doesn't like it, it's unfortunate. But to Ash's Fall, that was an important video about the game. It is. This is an important video. It's to let you know that content creators exist. And that I'm up there. You know, I'm one of the better ones, just so you know. And Pollux8 Blue 733. Congratulations, Mario. About time the person has the thickest deck has the thickest lines. A little aside, it is a really good article, and congrats being on top. You're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that. We really did have the thickest piece in that article, and you know, we do got the thickest part. You know what I'm saying? You know. 61193 Alexis. If they ever made a live Shrek movie, they better get Papa Mario for the role of Lord Farquaad and no other exceptions. You see, that would be hilarious. And, you know, I don't know if I have the appropriate, how do I want to word this, connections to get in touch with such a role if it were to ever exist. I think the big problem is that I'm too tall. I'm 6 foot tall. Lord Farquaad is like 3-4 feet tall at most. So I don't know how that would work. Because I'm a really tall guy. I'm huge. Man, just keep making huge and thick jokes today. Anyway, I'm a big guy. So I would do it. And I for sure believe no one would represent Lord Farquaad better than I would. I think I'm the most Lord Farquaad-like person you've ever seen. I'm going with the meme here. We're going with the meme. This will never happen. Don't worry. Now on to some actual Digimon substantive stuff. From Eris Edit Stuff. Venusmon is just going to keep going up and up these next 2 sets. Between Vac support, I assume they means vaccine support, and Mitamamon help providing a perma blanket of security attack -1. Venus just stonks. I agree. I think he's right. I think Venusmon is broken. I really do. Duffboy502. I wonder if the reveal of the BT15 Omekamon will impact the price of the top end cards on Ultra deck. Hype for this deck was unreal before release, and maybe this new uncommon card will make it so again. I haven't done the market watch yet. I'm not recording a market watch for Monday yet, and you're reading this on Wednesday. So we'll see what happens, and maybe there is something that I missed in the market that caused this stuff to go crazy. But I didn't notice any big hype around it. But that's not to say that big hype won't eventually exist. We now know all the cards in BT15, I believe. I don't think a Mechamon is enough to get the deck there. I honestly just don't think that's true at all. All right, Dormant B Gaming. Slightly curious, as someone who looks like Lord Farquaad, why do you also act like Lord Farquaad? I forgot to put this comment. Unreal. The study of dual lock could have used some market manipulation money. Like, why do people think it's true? You know, not to keep bashing on the same meme, but ever since this meme started, people have been like, you know what? There is some personality similarities there, and that's crazy. It's some memes just stand the test of time. There have been not countless memes of me and my Digimon community since they started, but the two that have really stuck more than anything are Duncan Mario and Lord Farquaad Mario. And I don't know what it is about those two, but yeah, maybe this guy's right though. You know, if I ever gain power over the city of Duloc, maybe I'll help it out. Maybe. Shelby Ramen. 1376. The only card in Greymon that feels unfair to me is Greymon X Antibody. The protection it gives you is just the main reason Black Grace is so good. That being said, I don't think anything from Greymon is hit right now. I agree. I don't think this is a hot take or anything. The Greymon deck seems fair. It does. It seems fair. I think fair is the best way to put it. I believe it just won an Ultimate Cup too, which is pretty crazy. As I say, it's a fair deck, but like it is. When BT14 hits, maybe we'll go somewhere. Maybe we will. But until then, I think it's fine. Like, really? You know, War Greymon decks in BT13 regular format were not doing the best, right? It was kind of just there. Like, you play Greymon decks sometimes they do well, you know what I mean? But it was no Shine or Royal Knights or Belphemon or Blue Flare or whatever, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it is very interesting. I don't hate this take. I don't think Greymon cards need to be hit, really. Not really. That could change with time, but until we get there, I don't think so. Migs 2765 Shower Gang. Shower Gang heating up. Alright, we know people who watch me in the shower. They are making themselves known. That's okay. That's nice. Theo J 615. Didn't expect Lord Farquaad to get philosophical on us at the end. It's the hair. Punished Farquaad. This is in reference to the video I made last week with the my thoughts on the regional national change. And I actually took a whole bunch of comments from this video. I took 5. You should take 3. But I think this video, this video, before I get into some of the other comments here, it had one of the lowest like to dislike percentage I've seen. It was below 90. For me to be below 90, like, that's an apocalyptic event. That's crazy. That never happens. But a lot of people interact with it. It got a fair amount of views for my Digimon videos nowadays. And it caused discussion on other groups, and I heard about it all week. So, you know, we're going to start talking about some of these more meaty comments, but I did go philosophical in the end, and that's just kind of how that goes sometimes. I'm really big on philosophy to a certain extent, certain kinds of philosophy. I'm not like a philosophist or anything like that. I don't also own a Philosopher's Stone. But, you know, I do get pretty deep sometimes. Okay. All right. Moving on. Eli YouTube 7349. I don't think this changes are in any way bad. They just need to improve the pricing ASAP. That's all. That's a very good point. They really need to change the pricing. And I think out of all the comments in the video, I think the pricing topic came up the most. I think people are just really pissed off with the pricing. Epyowo. I'd be against it if they actually hosted regionals in person frequently. Sadly, they only know how to host online clown fiestas. Online clown fiestas. I've never heard the word about it before. Real card game players don't want to play over webcam. Now, this is a really interesting point. And I saw another comment to this point. All right, imagine that instead of only online regionals, they did in-person regionals. Just imagine for a second. They did that. Okay? It was reversed. 99% of tournaments are in person. You got to travel to them. All right. If you were doing that in the start of March, April, May, whatever, and you traveled to a regional, you spent like $500, $1,000 on a trip, whatever, and maybe you got your invite, and maybe you feel good, but then you get told after the fact, oh, by the way, it doesn't matter anymore. I think that's actually a point I didn't consider. That could piss some people off. I could see how that would happen. It personally wouldn't piss me off because I like traveling. I like an excuse to go places and do things. I don't do well in every in-person event I travel to. But I think that's actually like a super interesting point. So I like that. That's not a bad take. I don't like that. I like that. Okay, I don't usually take comments this long, but this one was really, really good. The year Kemla. I think a 2 round bye for Nats is a bigger deal than everyone thinks it is. It's not just about waking up later, which is quite helpful before a big day. It means the chances to meet some random poop deck drops by a lot. You will probably only play against other invitees. And in round 10, 11, who has better chances? The non-invite player playing for 10, 11 rounds, or the player who plays those rounds? I see about 90% of top 32 being invitees. Not ideal, but let's face it, Bandai is facing massive drop in tournament participation. They can't rely on invitees solely to fill a 1,000 person event. Alright, I've addressed points in this comment before. I think the 2 round bye is cool, but like, is it like, how do I want to word this? I disagree with the fact that, you might play rogue decks, poop decks round 2, and lose to them. It's actually super interesting because it kind of happened to me this weekend on the Ultimate Cup. It's really interesting. And you'll see that video before this video if you're watching them in daily order. But variance, right? First of all, you go to Nationals. What are the odds you're playing a bad deck? A rogue deck. Probably not big, unless you're going for a specific meta call. Okay. The people who are going to be doing this consist of both invitees and non-invitees. And just because you're in a pool of invitees doesn't mean your round 3 won't start and you got to play against a rogue deck. Like, that's just a logical fallacy. Comments like that make no sense. And who cares anyway? You know what I mean? If you properly plan for an event, like I assume most people would for Nationals of all things, you should be able to think of every deck and like at least be able to have an answer for it. Like what I used to do in Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day, if I was going to an event that I wanted to do well at, I would play a meta deck, but I'd also go through the list of every deck available in that meta that had a 2% chance of being played, and ask myself, what are the outs I have to this deck if it comes up, and I'll just check the list off and make sure that I had it. Now, this is card games. Digimon has no side decks, and so it's a little bit of a different conversation, but I think the same theory applies here, right? I'll leave it at that. That's all. I don't see 90% of the top 32s also being invitees, but we could be wrong. And if you think Nationals is going to flip to 1,000 people this year, I got news for you, buddy. It is not going to do that. It is not. And it's another reason why I think it's foolish. Like, give Nationals to the sweaty people. It doesn't matter. You're not going to fill up a 1,000-person venue anyway this year because you got One Piece and DBS and BSS on the same day. You are not filling up a 1,000-person event. So just leave it to the people that are actually, wanting to do it. Whatever. All right. Cohen Stunts 6994. I really value and appreciate your view on this. Overall, you are, at least for me, probably a good few others, the best person to go to for questions for the game and certain things in the game. But for real, I will still try to get my top 16, even if it means nothing. So in my heart, I earn my take the nuts, and even if I don't, hey, I still get to go. That's nice. I really include this comment, because as that other commenter said, this guy really gave me the good old slurp. You know what I mean? I hope you guys don't get put off by that. But, at the end of the day, this is a different person, right? This person is still going to try to get top 16. He still wants to get that top. He still wants to get that 2-round bye. And he gets to go anyway. So I think he's happy. He thinks he's a winner. And that's fine. And then the last comment today from my last Market Watch on Monday. Dark Megalathon, what is the nice about the 13 Gallantmon, B13 Gallantmon, and even BT12 version to a lesser degree, is that they make good bosses for your homebrew red deck that don't have many options. I'm just going to respond to this comment with a, yeah, sure, whatever. This is super interesting. I know you... How do I word it? I gotta be careful how I word this, because I'm going to insult someone if I say this the wrong way. Computing, thinking, processing. Okay. The deck profiles I do are deck profiles that are either meta decks or decks that, in my testing against meta decks, have consistently beaten meta decks. I don't do homebrew stuff. There are other content creators that do homebrew stuff, and that's just what they do, and that's okay. That's not a big deal. But for me, you'll never hear me talking about a homebrew deck, except for my occasional love and simping over 4 Great Dragons, which is making a comeback at BT14, so expect it. But yeah, this comment's just like a yeah, whatever, glad you're happy, Gallimon cards. Woo, homebrew! Alright. And that's it. That is all I got for today. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I will see you later. Bye!